Over the past few years, there's this thing that I'm doing to keep myself very consistent with the things that I really, really want and the things that I really see value in consistently doing. And it's kind of a trick that you have to pull on yourself because, well, emotions and moods and situations always make you not do something and be less consistent in doing the things that you know you should probably be doing consistently. And I just thought I would share my technique because maybe you get something out of it. I kind of developed it for myself when I was a bit too heavy and I wanted to lose weight, but I didn't really know how to do that. And it was kind of a very big obstacle in my life. I ended up going for 2 years consistently for 3 days in a week to a gym and to kind of try to reevaluate my food choices. Anyway, that's a whole story on its own. What's important is that I once heard from some guy that said, if you don't feel motivated to go to the gym, just go there for 5 minutes. Just make the mental agreement with yourself that if you really don't feel like it after 5 minutes of being there, and just doing even simple exercises, just be there for 5 minutes. And if you really don't want to do it then you can go home without feeling bad. And I made that mental agreement with myself because I found it a very useful tool. And it really worked because most of the time when you're in the gym for 5 minutes, then all of a sudden you're like, I can do this. And all of a sudden you're in this flow and you start just doing your routine. Or I've also had it a few times where I didn't really feel like doing the routine, but I felt like playing. And so I did that and I still got movement in. And there were this few times where I just went home. But not a lot. That almost never happens. But keeping it acceptable for yourself to really go home after 5 minutes, that's the key, because otherwise you're just it's just not a good agreement then. And then you will trick yourself out of that agreement again. But once I understood that works, at least for me, I decided to apply it to everything. I mean, not everything, because I'm also not consistent with some things. But for example, nowadays, I've been doing yoga every single day for an entire year. And that has been truly a change of the way I live. And most of the time, or a lot of times, I don't really feel like doing yoga, but I keep on doing it. And I kind of tell myself, yeah, I just have to do it. And it doesn't really matter how I'm doing it. And I told some people and they were like, yeah, but why would you even do it then? Well, to me, it's just very important that I'm doing it every day. It's a different agreement than the gym one because I really need to go through an entire sequence for myself, but I can do it as horribly as I want and still feel good about it. And what I noticed is that sometimes I really do a bad job at it, but I'm still doing it. And I've really started to, I don't know, I just look at it to see if this is a technique that works for me. And I've actually had for like maybe at some point there was like that I didn't feel like doing it for 2 whole weeks. And every day I just did a horrible job and I did it as quick as possible and it didn't really do a lot for my body, but I guess it did something for my mind because I just kept on doing it, right? And you're creating patterns in your mind. So it becomes easier and easier to do, even if you do a bad job at it. And after those 2 weeks, all of a sudden I felt the need or I felt the want to do it properly. And I did it really well. And then all of a sudden I had a few days where I did it very well because it felt better than doing it really quickly and roughly. And then after that, I did it a few times quick and bad again. And then it's kind of this whole dance of kind of a quality dance. But overall, the quality of my yoga goes up because every time I'm there, at least the muscles are at least moving instead of if I don't feel like it, I should just sit on the couch. Then it just gets worse. Now, I also used this when I was making a video every single day for a whole year. Not all videos are pure quality. Some videos are just trash, but I didn't care. I just was there to make a video every single day, and in the end I got really good at it. And yeah, so that's kind of the technique that I just wanted to share. So it's not always about having the best quality, because that also means that you always have to put the same amount of effort in. But maybe you're sick, or maybe you didn't sleep well, or maybe this happened or that happened. And then it's just really important to just tune in with yourself and just to do it. Just to do it. To keep the ritual going, basically. To keep the ceremony going. And in that way you create a very nice space for yourself where you accept that you're not perfect. You accept that not everything is always the same quality. And then you will find throughout your journey that sometimes the quality is bad and sometimes the quality is exceptional. And over time the quality goes up, because the times that you're doing it exceptionally well, you learn new things. You learn how things are, and you also learn how much better life is when you do it exceptionally well. And that way you train your body and your mind that it's nicer to do something really well instead of doing it kind of at 50%. Although the 50% is also nice sometimes, so you can have a bit more rest or a bit more laziness. Yeah, I just found that to be a very healthy way of looking at consistency. A very human way, I think. Because I think it's very important to keep the human aspect in there instead of becoming a robot. Because you also get valuable lessons when you're doing things badly. You find new ways in your mind or new things, and you kind of, I don't know, you just start to deal with yourself a little bit more flexible or something. Yeah, I just thought it was worth mentioning. I hope it at least helps one person that hears this. That's definitely already worth it then. All right, I'll see you later.